Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? While I was away, I wasn't feeling very well, and so I had to take a few days off. I'm going to be playing catch up today. So I'm going to discuss what happened over the past couple of days that I was in bed, not feeling good. So I guess what I'm going to do is just go over the highlights, if that's what you want to call it. It's not very good highlights, I'll just say that much. In New York City, 42 shots fired, right, at a nightclub massacre. It was called Taste of the City. It was a nightclub. 12 people were injured. 3 lost their lives. And it was in a town, it was called Crown Heights. NYPD has confirmed this fight erupted inside of the nightclub called Taste of the City at about 3 o'clock in the morning. The victims range from ages 19 to 61. 9 of them are still hospitalized. This is what I know so far. There were at least 4 perpetrators that opened fire in the packed club after a dispute broke out. I don't know what the dispute was over, okay? But NYPD recovered 42 casings from multiple, pew-pews, okay? A 9 and a 45 is what I'm hearing. There was a firearm that was also recovered nearby at Bedford Avenue and Eastern Parkway. Police believe that this was group-related, like GANG, yeah? The ones that lost their lives was a 19-year-old male, a 27-year-old male, and a 35-year-old male. The names are being withheld pending family notification. No suspects are in custody as of right now. Detectives are poring over surveillance footage. Police urge anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. The mayor and NYPD call this a tragic, senseless act of violence in New York City. My thoughts and my prayers are with the victims and their families. This is still a developing story, okay? The next thing that we're going to be talking about is starting on December 1st of this year, 2025, this administration is cracking down on all, and this is very good, okay, especially for those of us that are trying to buy a house, but we get outbidded by LLCs, I'll just say that. They're cracking down on cash buyers and LLCs that are purchasing homes. The federal government is cracking down on these home cash purchases, targeting properties that are purchased to all cash by LLCs, corporations, trusts, and more. So no more is like BlackRock, Vanguard, and the like going to be able to buy homes to flip and sell, okay? So we, the American people, will be able to buy the home first. So, because for years, these type of purchases were flying under the radar, and they were keeping the homeowners' names anonymous, and that's all about to change. So, like I said, starting on December 1st, there's something called FinCEN, F-I-N-C-E-N. It's going to start requiring a full real estate report for all purchases for residential real estate in the United States that are connected to a trust, an LLC, or a corporation. And this is going to give the federal government the ability to see who actually owns all of these properties and how they're able to fund it. Now, who needs to report this? Well, whoever closes the deal. So the title companies, that type of thing. So if you're using like a real estate attorney, that person that has to do this, or an escrow can also do it, or you personally, or like your real estate agent. This has to be submitted within 30 days after the closing. Now, this is going to add a little bit more transparency whenever it comes to who purchased these properties and how those funds are coming in. Now, the goal here is to crack down on money laundering, on fraud, and also on hidden ownership in the housing market. So for home buyers, for sellers, for investors, this means more transparency, but also more scrutiny. This could impact real estate deals in like California, Texas, Florida, and nationwide. So wherever like they were buying up, okay, remember when the big thing with BlackRock and Vanguard, they were buying all the houses up real quick. Then they were flipping them, and then they weren't even selling them. They were using them as rental properties. No more. Okay? So it's a good thing. So this next thing that I'm going to tell you about is just textbook corruption in America. And I'll tell you why after I tell you what happened. There's a group of millionaires, multi-millionaires. I mean, we're talking, next level, okay? And they're all from New York. And they moved and bought beachfront property in a small town in Boca Grande, Florida. Now, this beach is public, and the only way to access it for, like, the locals is to go to the island, to park, and then go to the beach and enjoy their day, right? Whatever. So the multimillionaires from New York who bought these properties there decided, well, they don't want the public in their backyards using the beach. So what did they do? They paid the Lee County commissioners and their campaigns, they funded their campaigns and lined the pockets of the commissioners and said, well, now that we did that, you need to go ahead and take care of the beach access because we don't want the public here anymore. So what did the Lee County commissioners do? They went ahead and they drafted up a parking ordinance that basically gets rid of all the parking on the island. So if you don't live on that island, good luck. And it passed without any say from the locals. So, of course, the locals are outraged. No one is good with this. Even the Boca Grande business owners stood up and said, hey, wait a minute. No. You're going to tank our businesses because these millionaires that are on this island for 2 seconds out of the year don't want people on the beach. Our businesses are from the locals. Our business is from the tourists. How are they supposed to come and enjoy the island if you took away the parking? You're going to kill the island. You're going to kill the businesses. But the commissioners don't care because they had their pockets lined. They had their campaigns paid for. So they don't care. It's absolutely disgusting that this even passed. It makes no sense. The locals who used the island had zero say. It's honestly heartbreaking. And the Lee County parking power grab in Boca Grande is exactly why Americans distrust local bureaucrats. Okay? And public beaches belong to the public. They belong to the people, not the wealthy transplants buying political favors. They don't belong to the snowbirds, okay? They don't belong to you. Go home, okay? While Florida Senate Bill 1622 protects customary shoreline access, all right, and I know this because I literally live right on the Gulf of America, Mexico, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Lee County commissioners exploited loopholes to serve elite interests over their own taxpayers. All right? Now, this isn't about parking management. It's about corrupt officials weaponizing ordinances in privatized public spaces. The real issue here is bureaucrats and their prioritizing seasonal snowbird multimillionaires over year-round residents and the businesses there. If commissioners want order, they should enforce existing laws instead of banning access. Public resources exist for public use, point blank, period. You don't like it? Tough shit. Get out. Okay? And for all the multimillionaires, they think that just because they got money and they bought a house and they live there for 2 seconds and then they go back to New York, stay the fuck in New York. Don't New York or Florida. That's it. And those are the words of Grady Judd and Ron DeSantis. Get out. That's it. All right. I'm going to leave you with some videos that were sent in by community members. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless.
Have a look at this. This guy takes the video during a thunderstorm and catches some sort of laser. This has been seen all across the world, guys. Lasers across the world. If you guys know, then you know. If you don't know what directed energy weapons are, if you don't know what HARP is, I would highly suggest looking into it. That's not normal during a thunderstorm. Man-made events. Peace and love. All right, if you guys are consuming any fruits that start with the number 4 on the sticker, that means it is GMO. Check this out. If you're eating apples or anything like that, you're eating a layer of wax coating that they put on these apples, poisonous coating that they put on these apples to keep them fresh. You'll also notice that all the apples look exactly the same in this section. That is not what is supposed to happen. That means it's heavily genetically modified. Look at this. This is what you're consuming. You only want to eat fruits and vegetables that start with the number 9. If it starts with the number 9, that means it's organic. There's no shit on it like this. There's no wax on it. It hasn't been heavily processed. It hasn't been sprayed. And it's been grown organically. So stay away from the number 4 when you're at the grocery store. Bars. Peace and love.